Hey guys, what's up? It's JR Cuber. Welcome to Cubed Season 6, Episode 3. Now, I know it's been far too long since I last made a Cubed episode, and I'm really sorry about that. It seemed like every month this year during school, either Cubed crept up on me way too fast, or I had a big project that was due at the end of the month, and I didn't have enough time to work on Cubed. But now that summer is here, I have no excuse, and I'm super excited to be doing Cubed again. Hopefully I'll be able to continue this when the school year starts back up again, but until then, let's jump right into our monthly Average of 12 / Q&A. So the first question comes from Fussy Cubing, and he asked, what do you think the next best cube brand will be after Moyu? Maybe Yushin? Well, I actually have to agree with you there. I think Yushin will be Moyu's successor, if you want to put it that way. They've been coming out with some fantastic cubes recently that have really been rivaling the recent Moyu puzzles that have been coming out. So I think that they have the chance to steal the spotlight from Moyu as the best cube brand. HouseCuber15. Do you have any suggestions for cubing channels that aren't finding themselves motivated to make videos? Well, I guess my biggest suggestion is that you really can't focus on the numbers. Don't look at how many subscribers you have or how many views you're getting. What you should just really be focusing on is making the best content that you can. And over time, your subscribers will come. If you don't know what to make videos about, just make videos on whatever cubes you have. It doesn't matter what they are or how unrelevant they are. With the new cubes coming out, it doesn't matter. And also, be creative. Come up with new video ideas, skits, different kinds of shows, something like that. Just something creative that no one's done before, or maybe a twist on something that you've seen that you want to either relate to cubing or just kind of put your own personality into or something like that. Remember, it's not going to happen overnight and it's going to take some time. So just be patient with it. Linny the Miner. What was the first cube you got? And when did you eventually get so sick of it that you bought a new cube? Well, the first cube I had was just a regular Rubik's brand 3x3, and I had that for a really long time actually. I think it might have been a year or a year and a half maybe before I got my first, I guess, speed cube, which was an Alpha 5. I don't know if you guys remember that cube, but that's an oldie. That was before... that was actually kind of around the time the Guhong came out, if you guys remember that cube even. So it was a while ago. BG Joby. What camera or cameras do you use to record your normal videos on the channel? Well, I recently did just get a camera upgrade. I didn't really exactly make like a dedicated video about it or specifically announce it, but I did get the Sony a6000 and I've really been enjoying it and it has been working really great for me. Erwin Huang asks, if Moyu recalled all of their puzzles, what would be your mains, 2 through 4? So for 2x2 it would be the Dian for sure. 3x3 would have to be the Dian Zanchi, even though it's a pretty old cube, it still really does hold up. And 4x4 would have to be the Shengshou V5. Billy Burbank, can you make an 11x11 barrel? That is something that I very well could do when Shengshou releases their 11x11, which is going to happen soon. Champion's Cube Store actually already has a prototype. And it looks really nice, so when that comes out, then I'll consider it. Benjamin Ton, what's your favorite cube brand, and how many cubes do you have from that brand? It's definitely got to be Moyu, and I'm sure you guys all know that. As far as how many Moyu puzzles I have, I pretty much have every single cube that Moyu's ever released, so it's probably around 30, 35. Rylan K, do you have any pets? Yes, I do. I have a really adorable corgi named Sam, and he is awesome. Solar cubing. What is the most overrated thing about cubing? Well, I would say all of the new 3x3 releases. I think people get way too excited for new 3x3s, thinking that they're going to be so much better than anything that's currently on the market, and it's really just not true. We haven't really had a major 3x3 speed cube innovation since the Guhong, really. Whatever 3x3 comes out now is not going to be drastically different or drastically better than any of the other ones. At this point, they're just variations on other ones that provide different feels to cater to different turnstiles and different types of cubers, really. Luis Meza, what brand and cube do you think has had the biggest impact on the cubing community? I think the brand that has made the biggest impact has got to be Moyu. When they were in their prime, they were coming out with a lot of fantastic 3x3s that were kind of revolutionizing the speed cubing world. It was pretty crazy. But I think the cube that has had the biggest impact individually is the Guhong. No other cube I've seen has kind of revolutionized and got so many people talking like the Guhong did when it first came out. And yes, I was around when the Guhong came out, and it was pretty crazy to see everybody talking about it. Uday Sidhu. Which is the simplest mod you've ever made, and what was your first mod? The simplest mod I've ever made was probably 1x1, obviously. You just kind of hack off the section of a corner and there you go. And that may have been my first mod, I'm not sure. It was either that or like a 1x1x2 with 2 corners or something like that, I don't know. Little League Boss, do you have friends that are also cubers? If so, did you get them into cubing or did they get into it on their own? Are any of them faster than you on a 2x2, 3x3, or 4x4? Yeah, I actually do have quite a few friends that are cubers, and I did get them into it. That was pretty interesting. It was actually a couple of them I actually took to a competition I went to, and that was a lot of fun. I don't think any of them really stuck with it that much. They kind of got bored of it after a while, and none of them are faster than me on 2, 3, or 4. But it's still interesting that I was able to get some of my friends into it, and even get some of them to compete, so that was pretty cool. Waspman 101, would you consider barreling a 13x13? Yes, I have considered it, and I've actually been heavily considering it, wondering if I actually kind of do want to tackle something like that this summer, but I'm not sure if I will. So those are all the questions I could answer today. If you had a question that didn't get answered, you can leave it in the comments, and I might answer it next month. So that was a 1483 average of 12. Not too bad for me considering I haven't really practiced in a very long time, so a lot of those solves could have easily been better, but I just kind of messed up in execution or just recognizing something, but I really haven't solved in a long time, so bear with me, but I'm still surprised that I actually managed to get a sub 15 average at 12. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to this month's challenge. So this month's challenge comes from Cubing, and he challenged me to solve a 2x2 without any rotations. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. He did not give me a scramble, so I'll be using my own. Alright, so let's see how we do. Okay, there we go. That was actually way easier than I thought it was going to be. I actually kind of destroyed him. He got about 40 seconds. So anyway, yeah, that was a interesting challenge, I guess. Didn't really know if that was going to be easy or hard, but we got a little bit lucky there. Anyway, thanks to Cubing for submitting the challenge. If you guys want to submit a challenge, you can either send it to me over YouTube, you can tweet it at me, send it to me through Facebook, whatever you want, really. I really prefer Twitter, but if you don't have Twitter, you can just send it through YouTube. That's totally fine. You can comment below with the link to the video. But I am out of challenges, so if you have submitted a challenge that I haven't done or responded to, feel free to submit it again because it may have gotten lost. And any new challenges that you may have, definitely be sure to submit them. So that's all for this month's challenge. So on to cubing news. I will only be discussing cubes that were released this month or world records that were broken this month. I won't be talking about previous months that I did not make episodes for, unfortunately. Anyway, this month, the new Armadillo Cube came out, which looks like a really fascinating kind of color shape-ish mod. It's not really a shape mod, but I guess a more proper term for it would be like a sticker mod, but it is stickerless, so I don't know what to call it, really. There's also a new Chi 5x5 that came out. This is another really inexpensive 5x5 that looks to be pretty okay. It'd be interesting to see how that one performs. We've also got the new Yushin red 6x6 and blue 4x4 that I unboxed a couple of days ago. Now, if you guys have watched the video, you know that I really do enjoy them. I think that they're really great puzzles, actually, and they're pretty cheap as well. The 4x4 is $16 and the 6x6 is $30, which I guess is a little bit on the expensive side, but it's not that bad. I think these puzzles definitely have the potential to be better than their Moyu competition, so they're definitely worth a look. Anyways, moving on to world records, the 3x3 blindfolded average was broken by someone from Peru whose name I will not try to pronounce, and the average was a 25.21. Also, Megamink single was broken by Nicholas Nang with a time of 35.94. Also, 3x3 fewest moves average was broken by Marcel Peters with an average of 24.33 moves. Now, if there are any cubes that were released in the month of May that I did not talk about, or any world records that happened recently enough that they weren't put up on the WCA, definitely let me know in the comments, and I'll try to update the description. But the links to all the puzzles I talked about in this video, along with the full world record videos, will be linked in the description below. So that's all for this month's episode of Cubed. If you like this video, give it a like, and if you haven't already done so, like my Facebook page, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and of course subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.